Welcome to Behind the Fence with Blake Thomas. Presented by Vinyl Fence Warehouse, the podcast where we talk to fence contractors about their journey in the fencing industry. So latch the gate and get ready, because we're about to dive deep into the world of fencing.
Hey everyone, Blake at Vinyl Fence Warehouse here on the third episode of the Behind the Fence podcast. So anyway, I am here with Alan Bolding of Trusted Fencing out of Moore, Oklahoma. Alan, how's it going today, bud?
It's a beautiful day here, man. We've been building a lot of fence. Can't complain too much.
Heck yeah. What kind of projects are you on right now?
So we're doing a lot of storm damages, and we primarily do a lot of 6-foot tall privacy wood with our occasional ornamental and vinyl projects.
Yeah, and you're based there out of Moore, which is in the Oklahoma City metro, just on the south side there. Now, May was hit by a very large tornado, multiple times over the last few decades. So Moore is no stranger, to storm damage. What do you typically do, for customers that need you, pretty rapidly?
So we work very closely with Okie 811, and if they have animals or anything like that, we'll call in. I've got a great rapport with them, the city, so we're able to pull permits quickly if required. We're able to get Okie out to get them to locate all the utilities so we can do the projects as safe as possible. And we just build them back as quick as possible, as fast as we can.
Very good, very good. Do you have additional charges or anything like that, for somebody, that needed you out there, say immediately, if they had pets or something like that, or
no, we don't try to overcharge. We do have our minimums, and some projects it just doesn't make sense for us to do because of our minimum. Sure. With our overhead, we pay for workman's comp, insurance, and all that stuff. We're not as cheap as some of the fly-by-night guys, but one of the projects that we're doing today was a handyman. He came in, he didn't set the post to depth. He didn't try to run a string line or nothing. Those people were put in a hardship because they have an Airbnb and the people are supposed to arrive in a couple of days. And they called me yesterday on Memorial Day. I answered my phone and we were able to get out and get their yard secured. It's not complete, but it's secure so they could have their animals.
Man, being that guy, that can jump on things and get to it really quick, I know that's something that always can keep you, ahead of the competition. Alan, I've literally watched you grow your business, since pretty much, from almost day one.
Oh yeah.
You being able to get on projects, quickly really does, pardon the pun, but makes you a trusted contractor. Somebody that can be there at a moment's notice, if a customer truly had a need. And I got to say, that's why I personally, have recommended you in your company, because you do have that owner's touch to everything.
Trusted Fence Company's been around or Trusted Fencing. We've been around for about 3 years now. And you are absolutely the first guy that I got a hold of for vinyl fencing. I came in, I didn't know a clue about vinyl fencing, and I had to talk with you and Roger, and you guys have always helped me. So I've always been pro for your Goliath systems, your vinyl, anything that I can purchase from you guys. I don't even ask the other suppliers. I just try to buy straight from you guys because the rapport back and forth. You guys recommend me. How can I support you guys back is by buying your materials.
Exactly. And for us as a supplier, we absolutely appreciate it. So having, companies like yourself, that we can refer those specialty type projects to, obviously that helps us, and to get a quality project or a quality product onto that project, but to also have a good quality, trusted contractor, that we know is going to do a good job and do this product justice. Man, it really does. It speaks miles for us. It speaks miles even more so for you. You guys are the ones getting those 5-star reviews. So kudos, to all you guys, that are pushing continually with your businesses, to be the best and to offer those things that nobody else does. And Alan, again, man, you guys are doing great. You spoke a little bit, mentioned the Goliath system. I did send a customer your way that for me was somebody that, I just couldn't work with. I couldn't do exactly what she wanted, especially in the time that she wanted it. And so Alan, me knowing you a little bit, I was able, obviously because of our relationship, and this is the type of relationship, that you're not going to be able to get with, you know, a big box store or a corporate type supplier, because they don't have the, and excuse me for rambling on this one. This is kind of a long topic.
That project ended up being amazing when it was all said and done.
It absolutely was. And so what I'm getting at with what I'm getting at with it basically, you know, is those larger corporate type suppliers, you know, they aren't going to be able to refer you, you know, directly to a homeowner. You know, that's something that, you know, the smaller type companies, the father son type, mom and pop, whatever, they're the ones, you know, that are typically kind of helping you succeed as far as, you know, getting jobs and getting those projects, you know, so that obviously, you know, they would get, you know, those good material sales, and two, you know, the good, trusted, quality type fence companies. So Alan, on that project, that was an absolutely special project, man. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that job, kind of what it entailed for you, and what you really thought about, you know, how it went together in the system itself.
So that was my first Goliath that we put together, and it was about 150 foot or so, and it went together quick, really honestly. Other than the, you know, we had to dig around the utilities. That part kind of took us a little bit, but that's just typical with a fence project, right? Until you get the lines located and you're walking the project, you can kind of see where the pedestals are. You can see where the utilities you think they are, but until they actually come out and mark them, that part took us a little bit longer than expected because I was really wanting to use a beaver, you know, but we weren't able to. But once we started snapping that fence together and getting it going, it went together extremely fast. And then running the aircraft cable for her because she wanted to have trellises made basically of aircraft cable to allow her vines to grow up on. I really want to do a lot more Goliaths. I really do. Just finding the right people. That's, you know, because of our service area, we stay basically more Norman and we stay so hooked up. We just haven't find that right little pocket yet. But once it takes off, I know it's going to be just one right after another.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, the biggest thing that I always try to tell everybody too, you know, is you have to let everybody know in every sense possible, you know, who you are as a company and the products and services that you offer. You know, on every piece of, you know, company letterhead that you have, business card, flyer. You know, Alan, you had done something I had never seen before. You made those little ornaments for at Christmas time, with your information on them. You know, every single little piece that you can do that tells people who you are and what you offer as a company. That's how that customer is going to find you, and you can get those projects.
The funny thing about those little Christmas ornaments is that we geotagged them, right? So every time they get scanned in, and so it'll be March. Like I've seen kids like somebody scanning in playing the games, you know, still like, and I handed them out last year, the year before. And like when I'm at the store, right, I'll carry a few in my pocket around the holidays, and I'll give them out, and the kids, I'll show them to scan it with their iPads or their iPhones or whatever they've got. And it's amazing how much traffic I'm getting on my website that time of year, which typically slow for a fence business. Where our Google ratings are going crazy that time of year because we have so many connections on different ways. So I think whenever when you're doing marketing and stuff like that, you kind of got to be creative and think outside the box.
Absolutely. You know, what other avenues are you using, you know, other than, you know, those types of things,
you know, we do a lot of you know, we do the Google business, we do Facebook, Nextdoor. I still do the traditional door hangers. So whenever we touch one project, either I'm leaving a door hanger behind. I also leave little courtesy letters that we printed up, and they'll tell people like, sorry, we're going to make some noise for a day or two, but we promise to leave your neighborhood prettier than what we found it. We'll make sure to clean up all of our trash, you know, and those letters have gotten me quite a bit of business because people see us out working. They see we're doing what we say we're doing, and I'll get callbacks months down the road. Hey, you did Mrs. Jones' house down the street. You guys showed up. Y'all were dressed professionally. You did the fence like you said you would. You're in, you're out. We want that same kind of experience. And so that's been nice.
Yeah, man, that's actually probably a really cool thing that you do there, letting the neighbors know, you know, well in advance with something that has your name on it, like you said, the door hangers, leaving those in advance, letting the neighbors know, hey, this is what we're doing. It's already putting them at ease. They're already expecting you. They're not going to wonder, who's here, who's next door, who's ripping my fence down. That
Yep.
was my fence. It wasn't my neighbor's, it was mine. So there can be a lot of, things set at ease. You've already kind of, let somebody know that, you're going to be disturbing their peace. So, everything can be put in context beforehand,
Yes.
without, just I can't even think of how many confrontations I've had because I forgot to, be in touch with the neighbor over on the right side, and letting them know, that their fence was going to be taken down. Most people in the world have pets. They're going to need to, know, hey, my fence is getting taken down on this side. I've got, this huge dog in the back that likes to eat ankles, and I've got to restrain him somehow. So
Oh
that
yeah.
stuff needs to be taken care of. Alan, kudos to you, man, for taking that initiative and letting your customers know ahead of time. I'm sure, if you have your name at least on that piece of paper, it's already like a business card, in their hand. Man, that's got to be working good for you.
Yeah. I try to be extremely active with our community in Moore Norman area. I'm constantly donating to youth sports, um, youth activities, um, or just anything and everything. Like if people reach out to me and if I can help, I try to give back. So one of the guys that's mentored me since I've started, when I started doing the fencing thing, I reached out. I mean, you've seen I was on Facebook on about every platform asking questions, asking people. And so one of the guys told me, he said, give back to the community and they'll give back to you. And so, and I've just, the number one reasons why we sell fences is not because people want privacy. They don't want, to secure their land so much as it's their dogs, their animals. That's the dogs. And believe it or not, we've been doing catios quite a bit, which is a unique thing that we do.
And I remember you showing me some pictures of those. Those are pretty sweet. I think that's kind of an untapped market. You definitely need to get that added to the business card, all the door hangers. I mean, that has to be something that explodes. You just need some videos and some cats running through there, playing the keyboard while they're doing it, and dude, that thing will take off viral. You'll be good.
Oh yeah. So no, I just try to think outside the box all the time, man. How do I compete with the guys that have been around 50 years? I'm 3 years first generation. I haven't got this foothold like some of these other guys.
Yeah, that's definitely a big thing, especially in today's day and age. The cost of entry, into any type of business is going to be higher than it ever has been.
Yep.
The machinery that I have and have been working with, for the last 20 years, you're not going to be able to get that same type of machinery at the price that, obviously we paid. The
Right.
machinery now is much higher. Speaking of machinery, Alan, I know the machinery that you use is what keeps you, with a little bit of a competitive edge. What type of machinery are you using, to help keep your overhead down? And in the end, your final cost to your customer, what helps keep that down?
I've always been since pretty much day one since I've talked to you, I've always pounded posts. I followed a few guys online and I bought a Rhino quite well 3 years ago, and you and I had multiple discussions up there about pounding posts. And I'm glad to see like y'all moved that way to start pounding some of your products. Uh, when you consider, you know, postal diggers is what I started with, and then I went to augers, and I absolutely hated concrete. The option to buy 10-foot posts and drive them 4 feet in the ground, and I can do that in 3 to 5 minutes per hole. There's no mess to clean up. We can build on the fence immediately. It's sturdy, it's strong. That's been the competitive edge that's really helped us, because today, for instance, we built 100 foot at one project and 40 foot at another project. We're both was able to have them both done. We started about 9 a.m. with the truck problem, and here it is 3:34, and we were able to get 140 feet in. Nobody broke their backs. Nobody really broke a sweat. You know, it's it changes the game tremendously. Pounding posts.
Oh yeah, like the benefits of it, the time savers, they're absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
If you put pen to paper and you value your time, as well as the added headache of hole digging and all the other stuff that goes with it, the mess, whenever you add all of that into the equation, your customer will appreciate it in the end.
And they're getting higher quality products, right? Because a lot of the guys that used to buy from the big box stores were buying a thinner, lighter weight post, and I'm buying a heavier, thicker wall post, and we're driving them. So they'll sustain the winds a whole lot better.
Right.
So, now, I mean, it's a win-win all around.
What is the one thing that you've done that has really helped your business grow?
Training.
Now, education is
being in the right places, asking the questions. I mean, we've met up at a convention, that we met at. I've taken a few trips out of state and went and done some of the other guys's, and spending that money, educating myself, seeing different perspectives, understanding my numbers. That's what's allowed me to grow from a single one-man shop when I first met you. Now I've got 2 crews of guys going.
Well, congratulations there, man. I see nothing but going up for you.
Yeah, no, but when I first started, I was buying it by the job, and I was like counting lags, and I was out there counting 2x4s and like really stressing materials, and having the buying power now to go and buy truckloads of stuff as I need it. Like that has been tremendous. Not only is it for the buying power, right? But also the headache of, do we have enough lags? Do we have enough gate hardware? Do we have enough? Yes, because I buy it all in bulk now. So if you make an error and you forgot a post assembly, or run into the hardware store to buy an extra 7/16 because that's what I need right now, and we can't find the one that I had.
Yeah, having your own stock of things and having a bulk access to things is definitely going to get you that next level. Man, what are you doing to better manage your business? Like, are customers able, to pay you, with credit cards? Are you accepting different forms of payment yet? Or
oh yeah, we accept about every form of payment now. We also offer financing through our CRM. I've bounced around through different CRMs. I've went back to the first one I started with. Cost effective. It's there. It accepts credit cards, debit cards. It's PayPal, Venmo, all those. I'm constantly keeping my nose in books, and I'm constantly tweaking my systems. And sometimes it's a headache, and sometimes I feel like it's never ending, but I am seeing the benefits overall.
Well, in the end, having that education and getting the certifications, that come with it, by going through either the AFA, whichever organization that you're getting it from, having that as a fence installer, it's much like, somebody taking their car to a mechanic. Do you want just a shade tree mechanic, or do you want
the dealership?
Do you want to go to the dealership? Do you want to have a certified mechanic, somebody that actually knows what they're doing, has went to school for it, has been taught the proper procedures and techniques, and is going to give you, something that is going to last and actually perform, giving you, what you truly need. And that's perimeter security.